Welcome to the New School of Marketing podcast, the place for smart, simple strategies that will amplify your business results. Sharing practical tips, insider knowledge, and actionable advice because marketing is something that every business owner can do. Now, let's get started. Introducing your host, Bianca McKenzie, mum, lover of snow sports, camping, horse riding, and in-demand launch strategist and Facebook advertising knowledge bank.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to the New School of Marketing podcasts. I'm here to guide you through the sometimes daunting world of online marketing. And so much has happened since we last spoke. Well, since I recorded a podcast. Summer has ended, but thankfully we're still experiencing some warm days. Yay. It has been such a mild summer, and honestly, my Dutch self is very grateful for that. I don't really do well in super hot weather, and I know that if you're from Australia, somewhere north in Australia, you're probably laughing at me because Melbourne doesn't really get that hot. Anyway, at least not for very long. But yeah, I'm still a Dutchie at heart, so please don't make it too hot. Anyway, summer is over and I'm actually looking forward to winter. Hopefully we'll be able to go on some snow trips this year. Another thing that's happened is that we're leasing a little Shetland pony for my daughter, and she's about to turn 3 and still quite young. But as someone who grew up with spending weekends on the farm and being around horses, I thought it would be really nice for us to do this together. So her little lease pony is called Ollie, and he is cute as a button. He's super calm, and his only care in the world is, any green grass that's near the barn. So we've actually been having fun together, brushing him and walking around the farm. It's been really good. I could talk about him forever, but let's get on to today's topic. Outsourcing Facebook ads, or why it's not always the answer to outsource your Facebook ads. I understand that maybe you think Facebook ads is hard, or maybe you just don't want to do them. That's totally okay. Some people don't want to do them, so some people don't want to learn them, and some people actually think it's really hard to do them. But listen up, because I'm here to give you some insights that might change your mind, or at the very least, you'll be better prepared when you do outsource your ads. First, let's talk about why I think you should manage your own ads, at least for a little while. So one of the reasons I believe that you should run your own ads first is because it'll make you better understand what goes into running ads. Plus, you'll be able to ask better questions when you hire an ads manager. You know your clients best. And as an ads manager, we can learn this over time, but it may take a few weeks or even months before your ads manager fully understands your business, your offer, your ideal clients. And also, Facebook ads take time. It's no secret that it takes time to find the sweet spot with Facebook ads, and a lot of the time is usually spent on testing a big number of variables. You'll need to test your images, your copy, your audiences, your landing pages, your objectives, and the list goes on and on. Everything needs to be tested, and once that's done, you need to track your conversions. So is your ad actually doing what it's supposed to do? Is it converting at a good rate? And you need to do more testing and know your industry benchmarks, etc. And then if it's not converting, you might need to tweak your ads or your landing page or some other element that indicates, a flaw in your funnel. All your Facebook ads elements and your offer conversions need to be right, or no ads expert is going to be able to get cheaper leads or get better conversions. And another thing to consider is your budget. Outsourcing your ads comes at a cost, and rightly so. Prices for experienced advertising strategists are generally between $1,000 and $5,000 a month. And most agencies or ads managers have a minimum commitment term, because it often takes a few months of testing to figure out what works for your industry, your targets, your business. So on top of your ads budget, you need to factor in the cost of an ads manager. They can be totally worth the investment, but it also depends on a lot of factors. So you need to make sure that you're ready. And if you really don't want to run your own ads, I have some tips for you to make sure that you're prepared for working with an agency or an ads manager. Some ads managers have criteria that they want their clients to meet, so they might seem a little bit picky on which clients they take on. And this is actually for good reason. It helps you too, because they want to get results for those clients. And if certain things are not in place, the client's launch or campaign will flop. I'm actually one of those ads managers. There are times that I turn potential clients away because they might not be ready for ads, or at least not yet. I'll always tell the client why they're not ready yet so that they can actually work on getting their business ready for ads rather than wasting their money with another ads manager who might happily take their money but then struggles to get results because the business wasn't quite ready. So let's look at a few criteria that a good ads manager will cover to make sure that you're actually ready for Facebook ads. So number one is a converting offer. So depending on what you sell, your offer needs to convert. If you have an e-commerce store, you'll need to be getting consistent sales and know your average conversion rate and average order value. If you sell digital products, courses, or coaching, you'll need to have a funnel that converts. Facebook ads are literally an incredible tool to get potential clients attracted to your business. And that's why I mostly talk about list building in terms of selling digital products, courses, and coaches, because list building brings people into your business. But then your funnel is what needs to sell your offer, not your ads, unless you use retargeting and it's part of your strategy. If you're hiring an ads manager to get conversions with the goal of making sales, you have to have a sales funnel in place that already converts subscribers to buyers. I say this in pretty much every episode. Facebook ads can amplify your results. It cannot fix a broken funnel. It's actually reasonably easy to grow your list with ads, but the funnel needs to sell your offer. And your funnel is mostly made up out of an email sequence that nurtures your potential client to then go to your sales page and purchase. And only a small percentage of those people will convert. So for online courses, the average is between 1% to 3%. So you'll need to do your numbers of how many people you need to push through your funnel in a way. And remember, these are people. They're not just numbers. They are people. And this is why it is so important to have a funnel that works, an email sequence and a sales page that speaks with heart, that speaks to your ideal client and shows them how you can help them. So your funnel needs to sell your offer. Your ads can assist with it, but we can't just drive traffic to a sales page. Well, we can, just probably be wasting a lot of money. So think about what type of business you have and how you take someone who is an ideal client from getting to know you to getting to purchase from you. There are usually a number of steps. It's not a matter of going up to someone in the street and go, hey, buy my thing, because it doesn't work like that. So think about your funnel. Number two is a healthy budget. And obviously that's, very ambiguous. Most experienced ads managers require a minimum ad spend. And everyone has a different number, but I like my clients to have at least $2,000 a month or more, $2,000 a month or more, because it allows us to do testing, which is important to get your results with Facebook ads. We need to do so much testing first before we can then go, okay, well, these things are working. And even after all the testing, there'll always be more testing. There's always testing because there's always changes with Facebook. It's a continuous thing. And we're really passionate about managing your ads. Any good ads manager will be so passionate about getting you results, and we want them to be successful. So it's important that we are given the resources to get you the best results, which includes a reasonable budget to get your ads started and optimized. Number three is some history with ads or an established business. And this doesn't have to be the case, but it does help. Some ads managers actually won't take on any businesses that are brand new. And this is because your infrastructure might not be set up yet. You might not have your pixel installed, or you might not have an email list or website traffic. So the ads manager is starting from scratch. Everything is starting from scratch. And this goes even for established businesses that create a new offer, because a new offer requires often, not always, often a different target audience. Everything needs to be tested again. The same freebie might not lead well into the next paid offer. So a brand new funnel is also basically starting from scratch. So ads managers actually tend to get the best results with businesses that have some history, especially a converting product and an ads account with some data. And if you're brand new, that is totally okay. But your first few months of advertising will most likely be a market research campaign where you get lots of data that will help you improve your funnels. So as long as you know this, and as long as your potential ads manager tells you about this, I tell this, if I ever speak to people that are brand new to advertising, it is all testing. For the first 3 months, we're just testing and finding out what is working before we can even really say what we're looking at. We need that data to be able to make decisions from and to be able to tell you exactly what's going on. So if you're brand new, you'll be getting market research data. You might get some results, but just be really mindful that your first few months, your budget is a market research budget. So that's it. If it's in your budget, I'm all for hiring an ads manager, but I do always suggest people learn the basics of Facebook ads first so that you actually know what you're looking for when you're hiring someone, or when you want to go in and actually look at your stats. There's nothing that bugs me more when ad managers haven't communicated with their clients and really spoken to them about what they are seeing in the ads account. I often do walkthroughs with my clients. I take them through Ads Manager and says, this is what I'm seeing and this is what it means, because I can send them in there by themselves, but some people don't really understand the data. So if you have a good Ads Manager, they will communicate with you and they will show you what is happening in your account and they tell you what you need to know or what they're doing. Yeah, I can totally go on a tangent about this. I won't. But yeah, it is really important. Also, you can totally run your own Facebook ads. You just need a great teacher and a support group for when you have questions. And if you are curious to learn more about running your own Facebook ads, send me a DM on Instagram and I'll point you in the right direction. If you're ready to hire an ads manager, here are some questions that I think you should ask them. So grab a pen and some paper so you can write them down. So here are the questions that you really should be asking an ads manager. How much experience do they have with running ads for your niche or your business? So there are ads managers that have, that might have experience in some areas, but then taking it to a different area, it is challenging. And this is exactly what happened when I started running ads. I first started as an ads manager for e-commerce. No, not for e-commerce, for e-courses and coaches. Later on, a few years in, I actually took on some e-commerce clients and they are completely different. So I had to learn again. Another question to ask is, do they have testimonials from past clients or do they have case studies to show results? Also ask them, how have they been taught and where do they go for support? And I've learned this over the years that just because you have done one ads course, it doesn't mean that you know it all, and it doesn't mean that you keep knowing things. I have continuously invested in learning more about running ads, and I have a number of mentors in a peer group that they're absolutely amazing that I can go to when I hit, something that I can't figure out. And in a way, even though I am an ads manager, I have a group of other ads managers that we can help. Like they can help me, I can help them. It's so good. It's like having colleagues at work that you can just if you're stuck on something, you can just get someone else's input. So ask how they've been taught and whether they go for support. Also ask how do they charge and what does it include? And if it literally only says Facebook Ads Management on the proposal, ask more questions. What exactly does it include and for how long? Another question to ask is, do they have any minimum ad spend requirements? So like I said earlier, I require a minimum ad spend because if you only have $100 a month, you're much better off to use that money yourself, because it is really hard for an ads manager to get results without having an adequate budget. So ask about the minimum spend. And be mindful of the amount of work that's actually involved in ads management. You might not really know what we do on a daily basis. So actually ask your ads manager questions. Ask them as many questions as you need to know. And they should really be communicating with you all the time. So here's what I do on a daily basis. Researching audiences. And this involves hours of finding a perfect client inside of Facebook. It's kind of like a rabbit hole. Once you start, you just keep going and going and going. So we research audiences. We also build audiences inside of Facebook. So once we've researched all these audiences, we go inside Facebook Ads Manager and we build these audiences in there. And there are always different nuances on audiences. So there'll be lots of audiences. Uploading email lists, Facebook fans, and building warm audiences, engaged audiences, lookalike audiences, video watchers, etc. So inside of Facebook Ads Manager, we do that. Some ads managers create ad creative and ad copy and headlines. I actually create this for my clients. Some people outsource this, which is totally fine too, to outsource it to a designer and or a copywriter. And then that's an extra piece of work. They have to manage that relationship and follow up and things like that, submit the brief. So there's more work there too. Putting a strategy together is what I do too. So this includes the dates that ads go live, who are in the targeting, when we are going to retarget. It's actually quite comprehensive and it actually takes me quite a few hours to put a strategy together. Usually I do this over a number of days because I like going back to it. But yeah, it takes a good few hours to put a strategy together. Sometimes we install pixels and we at least confirm that they're working if they're already installed, creating custom pixel events, standard pixel events. I don't want to go into it too much because I know that it won't mean anything to you, but yeah, we do that as well. Testing all landing pages and opt-in pages to make sure that everything is working. I often actually subscribe or opt in to my clients' pages to make sure that it is taking me to the right places. Reviewing landing pages and sometimes actually recreating landing pages or at least giving feedback to my clients that they can update it or their team can update it. Setting the ads up in Ads Manager, running the ads, monitoring them daily, and optimizing, scaling, and reviewing stats. Then after a few days or a few weeks, determining which ads are performing or which ones to switch off and switch over and things like that. And then we create weekly and monthly reports, communicating with my clients weekly, if not daily, on the status of the ads and troubleshooting if things are not working. And we do everything to make sure that our clients are getting a return on investment so that they're not spending more than they're making. And that's, just the tip of the iceberg of all the things that an ads manager does. There's definitely a lot of things happening behind the scenes, which is exactly why some people prefer to outsource their ads. So just be mindful of all of these things, as well as the questions you need to ask if you are outsourcing, and maybe it might just be actually a better idea for you to start your own ads first, because outsourcing your ads isn't always the answer. I hope this episode has actually given you some insights into whether or not you should or even want to outsource your Facebook ads, or if you might give it a try yourself first. It is not rocket science, but it does require some thought and skill and something you can learn. Or if you are comfortable with outsourcing, you can get in touch with a few ads managers and ask them questions. I am both an ads manager, as in I'm in the trenches daily, and a teacher. So feel free to send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll always be honest with you in regards to whether or not you should learn or you should outsource or you can outsource. Some businesses are not ready, and I'm totally open about that. Happy to tell you that. That is the end of another episode. Thank you so much for joining me on the New School of Marketing podcast. I really hope this was helpful, and I can't wait to share more marketing tips with you next week. If you're ready to take your business to the next level with Facebook and Instagram advertising, make sure you visit newschoolofmarketing.com to download practical, free resources, plus subscribe to the podcast and never miss an episode. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Until next time, take care and market your business every day.